Good evening, and welcome to We All Gonna Die Wednesday. Livingston man, roll that beautiful bean footage.
We all gonna die. We all gonna die. We all gonna die. It's a we all gonna die Wednesday.
Boom, we are back on a We All Gonna Die Wednesday. Livingston man, how are you, my brother? It's so good to see you, my friend. It's so good to see you. It's so good to be here. We All Gonna Die Wednesday. Ghost Lincoln, Tucked by V, Some Random Dude, Southern Tier Prepper, Heaven's Fire, Scott Hummer, Shannon Jackson, Miko Wolf, Much Tested. Let's see, Eric N1 RV. What's good, my brother? Tucked by V. Let's see, another, oops, good to see you, Smoking Swamp, Loving Life, Dan H. So many names flying by. Sir Gregor, thank you for being here. Good to see you. PNW, Trout Slayer, feels like Ralphie. Oh, sitting in front of the transistor. Just tell me to drink my Ovaltine. You got it, buddy. Better drink your
I
Ovaltine.
gotta hand it to the viewers. The more of you that show up, the harder it becomes for him to do his, classic rundown.
Yeah, you're
Like,
totally.
He's like a human's
throwing me
credit
off,
scroll.
man. Judy
like,
Prepper, good to see you. The Virginia Bushcrafter in the house. TDDR, good to see you. Little Woman Homesteader, hello. Hello, Abby. Hello, girls. I hope everybody's doing well down south. Southern Tier Prepper in the house. 105, Livingston.
105 times we have subjected y'all
We have survived.
to it.
Right? We have survived so far.
Something here is
I mean, you're here, so you're surviving, right? You're doing the thing. What's the matter?
too much light. Too much light.
Bright. Yeah, it's bright in here tonight. And the new camera. We
don't need all that.
What do you guys think, man? Tell me what you think in the comments. Livingston Man's new camera. I think it's flawless. It shows every dimple I have. It's great. I love it. No,
That's what you look like.
yeah, no filters here, baby.
You do those too, though.
Yeah, I could.
We're not gonna.
Looks crisp, says some random dude. Thank you, my friend. Livingston Man puts his all into this studio every week without fail. Thank you, Livingston Man, for giving Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival such a awesome place to do these streams. Catskill Prepper, good to see you. Travis, you're here. We can start. Thank you.
All right.
This is a good topic for Travis to be here tonight, especially because tonight is all about survival, right? I put a little video out this afternoon. I was on my way to work this morning, and some things were getting on my nerves, Livingston Man, and it's I keep seeing that the rest of the world is, really pushing their citizens to prepare just in case there's war, and not just war, nuclear war. This is really happening. Folks were saying, where's your? I brought the receipts. So if you were questioning it tonight I'll show you the receipts. What'd you do?
Nothing.
Oh.
Just turned it up a little bit. Made sure, because I know there's somebody going to be couldn't hear. 5 by 5. I don't know. I didn't see it. Can't read the chat. The camera's directly over the chat. So I got to look at something else.
Kane Corso, good to see you. But survival in general, different situations and how we would survive them. I took some notes, and I took a couple screenshots of some things, and we will discuss those this evening as well. And your thoughts on these things. You're going to be a huge part of this live stream tonight, chat. So welcome to the chat. Thank you for being here. You are also now a participant, and I
Accomplice, if you will.
well, since you said that, I guess we have to say that this is all for entertainment and educational purposes only.
Yeah.
Right, Livingston Man.
Coffee hot.
And it's not. This isn't scripted per se. I didn't write all of this down. This is kind of just all off the cuff and thinking about a topic and spitballing here, Livingston Man, as they say. I can't wait till everyone's going to live Thursday. Half-ass ready. It comes every week, does it not, Livingston Man? We call it thought we were supposed to die Thursday. So, yeah. I mean, 105 times.
It makes you
so
appreciate
far.
what you got. You're
We've
like,
gotten through
good
that we all gonna die Wednesday attitude. And hopefully we can get at least another 105. That'd be cool. That's another 2 years plus. Rob B, indeed, it is. Trout Slayer, you crack me up, dude.
So, like at the foundation of Michael's presentation tonight is the idea that a lot of European nations are now bringing about like what would have been called back in the 50s and 60s, 70s as civil defense policies.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
deeper than that, not only teaching people like again how to potentially survive a nuclear war, but also more interestingly is compulsory military service, whereas like draft essentially.
Yeah.
What do they call it? Service guarantees citizenship. A lot of European countries, especially our NATO allies, operate on that principle. It's the only way they would be able to fulfill their quotas in terms of GDP versus military spending and whatever else. Is that they have to
Right.
essentially force you to do your service.
Do your civic duty, and you join the military at a certain age.
With America's allegedly
rates.
low recruitment rates, folks' anxiety about a draft are perhaps valid, because in the absence of anybody to use all this cool stuff that we got, it doesn't matter too much. And in that regard, why don't we use all this civil defense knowledge that used to get taught to us in school? Older folks, they'll remember bend under the desk and run to the fallout
Duck and
shelter.
cover, Livingston Man. Duck and cover. That's right.
But there's no talk
Miko
of that.
Wolf knows.
There's no talk of anything like that today in America. And when it is brought up, you're dismissed as some kind of prepper lunatic
Conspiracy
person.
theorist.
Conspiracy theorist.
The thing that could never happen, right? And lately what we've been seeing is the thing that could never happen is often the thing that does indeed happen, right?
Keeps happening.
And the rhetoric is ramped up where Russia actually changed its nuclear doctrine. They don't have to be fired on by a nuclear powered state to respond with nuclear weapons anymore.
Yeah, the words they used was blatantly
Blatantly, like if America helps Ukraine with their weapons to strike into Russia, then we're going to use nukes. So, that's, the rough of it, I guess. But it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good. This shit gets worse every day. Today, Ukraine fired, the British-made Storm Shadows, 500 plus miles over the border, hit a huge arms depot. This tit for tat stuff, eventually the big bear with the big stick is going to say big boom, and enough is enough. Will it bring silence to the world? Will it bring about, full-on thermonuclear war? I hope that if somebody has the balls to do that, the rest of the world has enough restraint to not kill us all. That's my true hope, but I know that hope is best served in small doses, Livingston Man. So preparedness fills up the rest of that for me.
Here's another reason why on that exact thing right there is anyone who's a civilian in here,
Well, that would be
What we're seeing with these newer generation of conflicts, everybody doesn't call them wars; they call them conflicts. There's a loaded
skirmishes.
terminology. It's not meant to end. It's meant to
Be everlasting,
well, yeah, and
like
we
a gobstopper.
we simply cannot repeat for the billionth time about how war is extremely profitable to some people who have a vested interest in it. Money and peace, bro. And so when the conflict becomes perpetual, wait for a state of conflict to affect you, and you got to be prepared for it. Perhaps the war, proverbial war does come home. Then what? Live in whoever, people who are living in conflict zones right now, or places where it's not safe. Missiles,
like in Ukraine,
missiles could hit your house for whatever reason.
In Gaza,
we got to be prepared for that sort of thing, but on a different scale here in America.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Hang on, let me pull out I got my notes here, Livingston, man. Let's see.
He's got some notes.
Yeah, I pulled this up earlier, and I looked it up, and
It's pretty good.
the question that I asked Google was, how can civilians prepare for war? Okay. And this is Google's response to my question. The very top of the list, Google says to get armed. Okay, that's number one. If you're going to prepare for war, you got to have a gun, right? Number two is to stockpile medical supplies, food, and water. Well, I'll be damned. How about that? Number three on the list is something that we've discussed also, harden your dwelling. Now, this goes a little bit beyond the typical gray house or things like that we've discussed before. Hardening your dwelling. You're talking some serious hardening here. Multiple layers of defense, digging trenches, Livingston, man. You know what I mean? Tank trenches in your front yard. That's what's up. That's hardening your dwelling. And then the next one on the list that I thought was very interesting, this one actually struck me as odd, is avoid people. Avoid people. You would think in a...
Well, glory, hallelujah. I was right. God, I hate people. Oh, all right. Well, it's good that that's on the list. I'm happy about it.
Avoiding people is that's number 4 on your list. Number 5 is to bury your valuables. Anything you have, valuable gold, silver, jewelry, things like that. You want to get it out of your house and make it disappear so that folks don't come around and scap that shit from you. You know, folks with automatic weapons tend to take whatever the hell they want.
Yeah.
Just saying. So it also says to present yourself as a hard target if people come to your door. You want to appear hardened, right? You don't want to seem weak or feeble. You don't want to be an easy target, Livingston, man, I think is what they're trying to say here. And they also say that if the fighting gets too close, then try to leave. I think if you're wise, as soon as you hear things in the distance, it's time to go. That's too close, right? That's way too close. It's time to go. You don't want to get encircled, right? Some people pull pincer maneuvers and things like that. You don't want to get caught in that. Get out of Dodge as quick as possible, especially if you have kids, if you have a wife, things like that. At least get them to safety. If you want to stay and, glory be to your country, then do your stuff. I've buried my most valuable and finest compost today. That's awesome prepping, Mantis. That's prepping for the future gardens right there. And the last one on here, it says, if it comes to it, if you're afraid for your life, be willing to take one. And I thought that was really interesting for Google to say something like that in a response.
What's the source of this list?
It's right there. Well, let's go. I'll go right back to Google, and we'll find that out, Livingston.
It was right there. It said it.
No, that was just a screenshot, my friend. So
I never used a cell phone before. You're probably right.
Well, yeah, that was just a screenshot because it was one that I took. Let's see.
I gotta go way over here to see the chat through all this.
Really?
apparatus in our
Oh,
place.
man.
The camera is directly in the middle of it, so I can only kind of see the top. What happens? America is at its complacent stage. Can't happen here stage. This chat and of course our beloved subscribers notwithstanding, but for the rest of it out there, it's very complacent. Oh, bro, you're crazy, bro. Come on, that won't happen here. That can't happen.
So it was in the people ask category on Google here.
And so this is just a consensus.
Yeah. I asked how are citizens to prepare for war, and you go. There's a couple videos there. If you're on all, and you scroll
right.
down, then it's how should civilians prepare for war, right? And then there's another one here.
Arm
Stockpile
yourself,
essential supplies.
become an unlawful
You can
combatant.
find the definition that's going to best fit your need in here, but the rest of the world is preparing their citizens for this stuff. Livingston, man, Russia is building mobile nuclear fallout shelters for their citizens. They're not just building them; they are now mass producing these things and distributing them throughout Russia, so their citizens can survive something like this. We all know that all of the fallout shelters here that used to be part of your civil defense stuff, they've all been decommissioned. All of those
Shuttered.
blast doors have been removed.
Storage,
All
gutted.
of the food is gone. Everything is long since expired, and it's no good anymore. Everything's gone. All of that is gone.
These are the good times that were created by strong men or whatever. We're at that point in the cycle. And
Yeah,
now,
but
these good times have now produced weak men and quote unquote.
So if they started
we're
now,
going heading right into the hard times here.
if
'cause
they started right now,
we ain't got
Livingston,
shit.
man, could they? Do you think they could retrofit and stock these things and actually save people in the event that Russia gives us the ultimate fuck you?
I think some of us would remember it to some extent. I think you'd have to really start with the kids here and this is like, classic morbid poetry. Like this is what Ring Around the Rosies was. They're warding away the plague. You teach the kids young, about that morbid, apocalyptic death, and they don't take it so hard. It's just, like I said, put my head under the desk or run to the shelter or whatever. Make it a game, whatever. It instills it young in them. As for the rest of us, as Mike pointed out, is all this stuff is just it's there, but it's like somebody.
Tank Houston, what's good?
It's a museum or an art gallery or like it's just a storage bin somewhere. All this stuff, for the most part, is like still there, but it's not.
It's not viable.
No, and it's not used for its intended purpose whatsoever. The common good.
Southern Tier Prepper, yeah, the Poseidon torpedo. That's crazy stuff, man.
There was a time when you were building a new house that it was required that it had to have a fallout shelter somewhere on the property.
Once upon a time, I mean, those days are long gone. And honestly, man,
It's very complacent. It can't happen here.
So for the
Thing.
average person to try and look into how to survive, let's face it, when the nukes drop, the blast radius on even some of the biggest ones are 20 miles, 30 miles, right? And if they hit the ground, fallout is everywhere. If they airburst them, there's much less fallout. So it all depends, honestly. Airburst is going to give you maximum damage, less fallout. If they ground detonate, well, all bets are off. That's radiated land forever, right?
We could get into how nuclear blasts work, and it's very personal depending on where you drop the
But
nuke
what I'm
about
getting
what
at
happens.
is
but
they're survivable,
Right.
Livingston, man. This is a survivable event as long as you can stay away from the rapidly decaying radiation, right? The stuff decays extremely fast.
the first things are going to get hit, like let's say the Russians go absolutely bonkers, right?
Okay. All right.
And the first thing to get hit, every major population center, over 1 million people are approaching it, especially if it has a railway hub or any connection to critical infrastructure.
Right. So
Second thing that's going to get absolutely blanketed is like our missile silo complexes.
yeah. Well, I think that would be probably one of the firster things too, right? Shock
After
and awe, and then
After that is sort of what they might call mopping up operations. But at this point now, if we have nothing else, like our submarines have absolutely obliterated them on the same scale, possibly worse, and the world, yes, the immediate effects of it, the blast, and a couple of weeks or months after it, survivable, yes. But this level of exchange will create a world that, like, I feel like I'm gonna wish I didn't survive to see.
Maybe you got post-apocalyptic warlord potential, Livingston, man.
I'm like 150 years old. I'm like tired.
Fine.
I'm like,
You'd be fine.
damn.
Saying.
Bunch of zombies walking about, radiation victims
Michigan
and
Outpost,
stuff.
good to see you. Jay Creature in the house, what's good?
It's really fun
Rip
to
Curl, Rip.
say his
You got
name.
Rip Curl, Readiness. What's good, my brother?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm having fun. They go all out, and let's assume that we
All right.
managed to get away with it, and we drop the same on them. All right, so like time stops, like at that
King
point.
Corso, yeah, I think you're probably right with that. There'd be so much dust in the atmosphere. You're talking, if you're talking every major city over 1,000 or 1 million people, that's a lot of nuclear warheads.
Let me put it this way: American cities that you can name off the top of your head, it's going to get hit.
Yeah.
And who else knows? But yeah, just major if that's what their goal is, just to absolute cripple or some Samson option. They're going to like knock the
Safe,
pillars
Travis.
out. They're going to knock the pillars of the temple out and bring us all down with them. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, they don't give a shit, right?
Men.
They'll live in the luxurious fallout shelters until everything rolls over, or they die of old age in their fallout shelter.
Some vault tech.
Yeah, man, they're going underground, bro. The vault
Already
dwellers.
there. This is what all these silly little escalations and like this tit for tat warfare,
It
like
can
Mike
lead
pointed
to,
out.
man. Absolutely, totally can lead
And
to.
a misinterpretation, especially between enemies who are paranoid and xenophobic of one another. They mistaken intentions.
So survival
But
of
with
something like this.
But with a little bit of we make a lot of money from making war on people attitude, that goes all the way around. It keeps the world going, honestly. Everybody got to have somebody to hate, right? You need that. You got to get your 5 minutes hate on. I don't like that thing.
Yep.
And then the people that agree that they don't like the thing, they like form like mobs, and then they're like mad. And then the people that do like the thing, they get mad, and at the people that don't like the thing, and the conflict continues rather than shift the status quo.
No, just continue the conflict.
Bunch of diplomats have a seat and try to find a way out of the resolution where everybody can get along, and it never works. And they just sign a treaty, and then
Tactically Evolving says money means nothing when bottle cap is currency. That's right. Keystone Preparedness, good to see you, my friend. KP Heathen in the house.
as Mike has also pointed out, the time and okay, I'm gonna bring Hudson Valley Prep and Survival and Vision Preparedness together on this. As Vision would say, the time is now.
Trademark. Vision Preparedness.
What time is it? It's time for the
Fucking
whole
game time. Who?
It's time for the whole world to act out and try to accomplish their agendas before Mr. Donald J. Trump, president, twice steps back into the Oval Office and potentially in Trump fashion is like the adult in the room. Where people are like, you know what? Okay, we've been done playing around for too long, but now Donald Trump's ass is back on the scene. I ain't playing. I ain't testing him. I ain't testing him because
ultimately we'll see, man.
We, as Americans, we're allowed to sit back and laugh and poke jokes and be critical of our politicians. But a guy like Donald Trump stepping onto the world stage with the entire might of the United States behind him. Everybody in the world is going to cut their shit the day he is inaugurated president. But until then, all right, let's call your holiday season scary time. This from now until January is when everybody's got to act the fool.
This is the most dangerous time, Livingston. Man.
Yeah, everybody has to act the fool now because otherwise, like.
Yeah, sorry, Dad's coming home to get the
coming
fucking
home,
belt.
and he's had a couple drinks and he's pissed. Like,
Dan Ross says, "Hey Mike, what happened to the earlier video? Did you take it down or YouTube? Should be fine, bro. I didn't take anything down. If they took
being
that video
censored.
down, that's interesting.
The
'Cause
algorithm, bro.
I don't know. That video wasn't that bad. Texas Surplus Pro in the house.
Shadow band.
What up? Survival, Livingston man. You need to breathe air every 3 minutes. You need to drink clean water within 3 days, right? You can only survive about 3 hours in weather like outside right now without proper shelter.
Shelter can be anything that offers protection from the elements.
Yeah, that can be your raincoat.
Be your clothes in general.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's one that's often overlooked. And with no disrespect, but like noobs, right? Or food, water, and and
Shelter me. Yeah.
but they think it goes in that order, like that they should stumble around in the rain with no clothes on, gathering berries instead of like put clothes on and get dry. And shelter is like second to air, really.
Yeah.
We need one that's even
It's
shorter.
close.
We need one that's even shorter. I'm gonna go with 3 seconds without skin.
Without your skin, yeah, you don't want to catch on fire for very long. Well, 30 seconds without your skin. How about that? 30 seconds without your skin.
All right, yeah, and I figured that you're also, that's a potential issue in a nuclear blast zone is that you may find yourself for like let's call it
without your
30
skin.
seconds without skin.
Yeah. 30 seconds without skin is bad time.
What are you gonna do?
Grateful Preps NJ says we can go more than 3 days without water. Yeah, but it's gonna suck really
Not
bad.
skin.
It's gonna suck really bad. No, you're not going very long without your skin.
I win.
And then you get to then you're into the weeks, right? Right. In some cases, within 3 minutes, you can bleed out without proper medical care. Mm-hmm. Right. All right. So that's a big one too. So survival, those things. You have to breathe the air. You have to keep the fluids inside the body, all of them at all times. You don't want any of them leaking out. Leaking fluids outside of the body is bad.
And also you have to add more.
Yeah, you have to replenish. If
Getting
you're
more.
sweating a lot, you have to add more.
But you have to stay safe from excess fluids that come from the sky.
Yeah.
See how it's all about water, really?
It really is.
Well, fluid,
It really is.
all the kinds, all the kinds.
That's a big one.
It's interesting.
But survival as a whole, man, you gotta have that will that you're never gonna give up. You're never gonna give in. You're going to make it. Until you don't. You got to keep that positive mindset, or you're gonna be so fucking defeated, man. You're just gonna succumb to whatever the next thing is that comes around. It's like, oh, there's a bear. Fuck it, I'm done. Don't even put up a fight. Just lay down and get eaten. Fuck that, man.
If you've been
punching that bear in the face.
if you've been already living this like grindstone life where it's just the 9 to 5 and the daily grind and stuff like this, you probably do better than like some of the more like so-called privileged people in our society who are spoiled but don't know it. And that goes for everybody. People that are like not as well off as I am could say the same about me. So like I'm not checking privilege and I'm not calling out privilege, but I'm saying that sort of the rougher you had it coming up, the better off you're going to be. I'm probably on record somewhere saying that so-called homeless people, housing deprived folk, have a leg up on some professional.
They already know
preppers.
how to do it without all the stuff that you do it with every day.
I talk about like I'm gonna go pick berries and I'll hunt
Black
deer.
bear here, Jules.
These people, I've seen them just walk up to a garbage can in New York City, grab a half-eaten sandwich, and eat it. Like,
Yeah.
that's called surviving.
Independent Men United. Good to see you.
What would you say about like that? How soon? Of course, this depends on your level of preparation, but how opportunistic are you willing to be? I don't have to break into my preps tonight. Like I found, like I don't know, a half-eaten sandwich. How long does the 5-second rule last after the blast? All right.
Oh, well, how long is if it touches the ground, it's done. You ain't touching it at all. That could be that could be the last Dorito you ever eat, Livingston man. You're gonna pick up a irradiated Dorito. It's got just enough cesium on there to do you in something proper, right?
Well, I'm wondering, depending on level of exposure, like so many different kinds of food are going to be rendered like completely just you can't eat it. Number one, anything in a metal can.
Yep. You're good to go.
No, you're not.
Oh,
And
okay.
the can's gonna hold it and like be irradiated now, unless
shit.
it itself is protected from said.
Okay, so
radiation.
you need things that were covered, bare minimum, right?
Shielded is more like it. Like if
So anything inside a metal building, you got a good chance of, or do you need a concrete building?
which one, even air works, but a multi-level thing. 3 feet of earth is worth something like a foot of water. Water is actually a great radiation absorber.
Okay.
Then of course you get into metal. Like what you wanted, ideally, like your awesome nuclear bunker would be like a shipping container buried, like say 3 feet deeper than
Yeah,
it
but
is
wrapped
tall.
in lead, right?
Not so much. You don't even really have to do that. But what you want to do
With
is
enough earth.
good tamped earth. You kind of want to be able to surround it with about 3 to 4 feet of earth around all of its sides.
Mad Chad, good to see you, my friend. Yeah, I mean,
It boils down now to ventilation, how to filter and
the
treat
air,
that. And
the air, the water.
Right.
Yeah.
Because now you're sealed in this thing, and you need a way to monitor the conditions on the outside because you do want to be able to leave at some point.
Jay Creature, man, it's important, man. A lot of people don't think about it. You know, fallout after the fact. Once it's on the ground and it's decaying, what do you think you're? So let's say they hit today. Boom, New York City's toast. We managed to get into the polar eclipse bunker, and we're down there, right? Is it 14 days? 14 days before you would even want to go topside and see if there's anything left of the world out there?
Yeah, that's one of the
It
things.
depends, right?
You would either want to use a monitoring system or you'd have to go out and venture. And then you end up worrying about when you want to come back inside, you have to do extensive decontamination procedures where you need to have allocate resources to that too. You need all kinds of water and special chemicals and like equipment and stuff. And I mean, yeah, now you're talking some serious stuff
you gotta
here.
have some shit, man. You gotta have some shit.
Or as I like to say, just sit tight. The government will save you. You're going to be fine.
A great place to look to get advice on nuclear war survival is NY Prepper. He has an extensive nuclear war playlist. I highly recommend, if you're interested in nuclear war survival, you go over there and take a look at his nuclear war survival playlist. It is extensive. He's been compiling it for a very, very long time. I'll send my rabbits out one by one. Kia Chris, thank you so much, my brother. Really appreciate your support. As you guys know, we're mostly fan-funded here because YouTube pulls the monetization plug just about every video we post. You know, they love us. They yellow stripe it so it earns like no revenue. So no matter how good we do, they make sure we won't get paid. And you guys always make sure that we at least get something out of these streams and out of the videos. We really appreciate y'all's and your support. And it helps, honestly, it helps. That's how Livingston Man got his new camera, right?
No.
Oh.
I'm saving my YouTube money for Christmas presents for the fam, as a matter of fact. I've been sitting on it, been keeping just a little something to the side.
That's right, he's got a secret stash.
Wholesome, right? Now, I make a point of working for my equipment. It feels better when you hold it in your hand. And although Mike we've collaborated on a lot of different, what the fuck you call these things, these little devices and all this stuff that we got. But in other cases, like some things, it's like, nah, it's like mine, you know, like it feels good to like.
Keystone, thank you so much, my friend.
I worked a month to afford this damn thing.
Mm.
And all you had to do was to buy like a '69 Camaro was like mow lawns all summer. I was there.
That don't work anymore. We'll hold hands and hit the heart button for
man,
Keystone.
We should zoom
Thanks,
in
Keystone.
so they can't see that kind of.
Oh, he doesn't want to show the hand holding. Jay Creature, Jace Case, man. If you don't have one, consider it. Honestly, I mean that's all I can say. There is a link, but I don't care where you get it from. You can just go straight to them. Get antibiotics. If you can't do the Jace Case, find antibiotics. That's what I'm gonna say.
And
find antibiotics. You should stock up on them and store them properly.
let's do this. Let's take everybody's favorite topic, nuclear annihilation. Right?
Okay.
The bombs are coming, bro. Boom. All right. So, but let's use other disaster preparedness techniques.
Okay.
All right. So, what a nuclear blast do? One, there's fire.
Correct.
Blast itself.
Yep.
Kaboom.
Compression wave. Yeah.
And also then like deteriorating like weather conditions, smoke, fog, like everything is destroyed.
Gotcha.
Radiation.
Kia, Chris, thank you so much, my friend.
High winds. The blast winds can push in 210 miles an hour.
Oh, yeah.
And then when the fireball ignites,
Yeah.
nice and bright, it sucks it all back, so it goes out and then it goes.
Yeah, so if it didn't break on that way, it's coming back this way.
When you watch the nuclear test videos, the one that comes back is worst because it already pushed it one way and then it just finishes the job.
It really messed it up going that way and then flattens everything.
So let's equate that with tornadoes.
Oh, dude, yeah.
All right. So what you do if you
Underground shelter.
yeah. So underground shelter number one. So
Yeah.
you can
Root
somewhat mitigate wind and blast damage. Maybe not to your whatever you have above ground, but
Anthony
yourself.
Crouch, good to see you.
Of course, now fire, actual blast zone. If you're within like probably a mile or 5 of any nuclear device
trouble.
going off, you're
Grateful Preps, thank you, my sister.
going to be lucky to be
Appreciate
alive. Some structures can withstand such things. Heavy reinforced concrete, anything with like wood and glass. The newer your house and the more cheaply it's built, like same as a tornado or hurricane.
Okay.
Mobile home parks will be just erased.
Thank you, my friend.
Mobile homes and whole communities such as mobile home parks. What are you doing?
Oh, there you go. You fixed it.
Will be obliterated unless they have like hurricane straps and snow load kits and every other thing.
Speaking of snow loads, that's a big one. Building collapses due to excess snowfall. That's real. That's real. You really need to know what your house is built out of and what it's capable of supporting. And if you see a lot of snow up there and you're questioning it,
Shovel it
get
off.
it off.
Yep.
Get it off. If you can't get up there and do it, get somebody to do it. Love and Life says major earthquake, no way to protect yourself. I guess the best way to protect yourself from a major earthquake is if you're inside a structure, get out as quick as possible. You just want to be outside in an open area where no buildings or anything is going to fall on you. Crushing to death is the biggest thing from an earthquake. Or a bridge collapse if you're driving across a bridge that collapses.
I would posit that even just falling items, like especially like if a major earthquake happened here, it's something that nobody was talking about. The amount of stuff just falling off of things, like
it would really hurt people. Broken glass, things like that. So that it's also good to
strap your shit to the wall.
Yeah, I did say out as quack as possible. Yeah, it's supposed to be as quick as possible.
It's live.
I'm so tongue tied tonight. It's terrible.
Tongue tie's terrible.
It is.
That's how he does his exercises. What's that thing you say?
Siamese sailor sell celery sandwiches.
See,
Yeah, Siamese
he's back.
sailor
He's got it
sell
now.
celery sandwiches.
He's got it now.
That's a good one.
Let's see what else. So, nuclear disasters can apply to natural ones, but whereas, like, let's call it a nuclear detonation sets off almost all of them at once. I read the news too because I was like, why are we all going to die Wednesday? I was like, I don't even know. So I looked at the news, and the one things that kept sticking out to me was, again, weather events.
Oh, yeah. Big time, man.
And
Big time. Hurricane season ran real late this year.
Why I attempted to equate, these end of the world things with what seems like localized, but that's where you get that can't happen here
Just
attitude.
nicotine cane corso.
You get the can't happen here attitude, but we keep finding out that it can. It's going stays happening here, wherever you are. Like, damn, like the only thing we don't have in upstate New York, and you can quote me tonight at this timestamp right now. We don't have volcanoes yet.
Yeah.
After that, we can. Yeah. We doing just about.
When you start
whatever.
talking about that stuff on a "We All Gonna Die" Wednesday, man, you trying to throw a hex on us, Livingston, man. I don't know.
And something happened out in the Northwest up there. They got hit with a historic bomb cyclone or something out of nowhere.
Yeah. Trout Slayer said we had the bomb hurricane last night.
Okay.
Obviously, you still have power, my friend. Well, hopefully you have power. But I know a lot of folks are without power in the Pacific Northwest right now. So my heart goes out to those folks. And I hope you had yourself a generator or backup power of some sort out there, man.
We're in a period of 1,000-year disasters. They're all over the place.
The 1,000-year events have they come so often. XNYC, yeah.
It's like apparently they started
Prayers for the
counting about
rain
1,000
tonight,
years
man.
ago.
We need the rain so bad.
Wildfires in New Jersey, New York, the Berkshires. I mean,
the Berkshires are on fire now. We're surrounded by it.
rewind me 4 years ago, like wildfires in New York can't happen. Rain's too much.
Yeah.
Eating it. It's my fault.
Now here we are.
That's why you don't tempt fate.
Yeah, you
Test it.
Shut the fuck up.
You go. You had,
Camo Carl says the longest apocalypse ever. Yeah.
honestly, like, but you know, that's the death by 1,000 cuts. I've said this since the beginning. The apocalypse, unfortunately, is not going to be some thunderclap. Maybe that'll be the that'll be the
Celtic
crescendo.
Grandma, good to see you.
That'll be the crescendo at the end of the story. The big thunderclap where like whew, season finale. Until then, it's this slow grinding hell that just won't stop. And you can see it. You're right there. You're living in it, contributing to it. You can't do nothing about it.
That's right. Jay Creature's got it, man. He's got it down. Moscow in flames. Missiles headed towards New York. Film at 11.
Everybody standing outside watching the nukes come in with the cell phone. Like,
Greenleaf, I hope you're safe over there, my friend.
Mike, you know what we
If you
can
need to abandon ship, you give a holler.
You know what we can do with this camera is watch this focus trick.
Oh, man. You going to do it?
No, you know why? Because I knew I was going to do that. You just focus.
Focus trick.
Whatever, I won't do it. It's supposed to focus. Didn't do it. I look like an idiot now. I didn't before, but I do now.
Love and life. You know what? I'm a firm believer of that, man. I think that the apocalypse will not be televised. I think the true apocalypse comes from societal collapse due to some sort of either electrical malfunction or cyber malfunction, right?
Or some, hack. I mean, the reason like the card reader at the store don't work, the reason this is glitching, the reason that thing don't work, the reason what's going on, this is down. All this cyber hacking going on, everybody trying to get in everybody's
man. Big time.
Everybody's thing, and it's going to be that some malicious actor or or bot, an artificial intelligence gets in there and does some grid down
Wreaks
thing.
havoc, man. It could happen.
There's no blast. There's no nothing. It just is dark.
Oh, a Stain 85 says, trouble in prepper dice, folks. AAP did something that set off several channels today. AAP is All American Prepper, I believe. I'm not sure.
AAP.
Yeah.
Okay. What? Listen, we don't do that kind of drama.
Oh, sure.
Here in
I
public.
Well, no, but I love to go. I love to go see what's going on and try and make sense of it. Make cage fights great again. That's right, Camo Carl. That's right.
That's for after the fall. We can start.
Tank Houston, yeah, man. You might be right. The apocalypse would come from within. You might not be wrong.
Look around.
Something
here.
happened with Hutch, and he set off Mad Shad and Backwoods. Well, shit happens, man.
I don't know who. I know who Mad Shad is.
Yeah, Mad Shad's the homie.
I'm sorry to hear
you,
that.
Mad
I hope
Shad.
everybody.
Nothing but love for you, brother.
I hope you guys all have fun.
Yeah. Regardless, I got Mad Shad's back. How about that? I'm rolling with Mad Shad.
I don't know what happened.
That's it. You didn't have to tell me nothing, Mad Shad. I was with him the whole time. He didn't do nothing.
Mike was there.
I was there.
With winter approaching, although that claim is dubious, I know, because
No, it's supposed to get cold here.
Thank you, Big Oil, for 50 degrees in like Thanksgiving. I'm digging it. I've seen this before, though. I know it's gonna happen. Christmas Eve is when it's gonna switch. They're all gonna be like,
Welcome,
how
Elizabeth.
about a Christmas snow for you? But in the meantime, you guys, with winter approaching, dangerous conditions exist across a huge swath of the United States.
Oh, absolutely.
Alone. All right, we're gonna get that polar vortex. I think is gonna rear its head again. be windy and cold all the time. Not necessarily snowy or wet, but just like bitter and like, ugh.
So the dryness is going to stay. This is terrible, man.
If you're in a place where you experience winter, and if you haven't already, because we've had these unseasonable temperatures, is get your heating devices, whatever it is you do that with, serviced either yourself or have them done by a professional.
Yeah.
And make sure
That's the way to go.
all right, do this for me, please. Take your outside hose off the spigot.
Yeah, are you going to have burst pipes? You're going to have burst pipes if you don't.
And not only is the plumber going to charge you extra because you have to stop it leaking, but it's a pain in the butt.
And he's going to freeze while he does it.
Winterize your house if you're in a place where you have to do that. The rest of you, now you Gulf Coast people, you Southerners and whatnot, you're like, yeah, I don't have to deal with that. No, what you guys are going to end up having to deal with is like thunderstorms and lightning, very, very, very frightening.
Galileo?
Tornadoes.
Galileo.
And the ass end of that polar vortex is stirring everything up. America going to get a little bit of a wake-up call, I think, weather-wise, this so-called winter. I hope not, but I feel it, dude. And I got arthritis in like 202 of my 208 bones, and I can feel it, bro. The weather for America this year is going to be unforgiving. We're going to see more unprecedented things, just like everything else, Mike. Tell them about everything. How everything's got to be unprecedented.
It's just keep ratcheting it up. You gotta outdo the last thing every single time. You know, the people are only gonna watch if what you're saying is outlandish and crazy and off the chain. You gotta act like some Alex Jones shit to get everybody to watch. True story.
We're going to eat it. And you know what? Oh, my God, he's right. Remember, I said this on that live stream, and then Buffalo got smashed with that huge thunderstorm, snow.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So, take that, Buffalo. Vote blue again. I can do this all day.
Hey, leave him alone. Leave him alone.
Oh, they're sorry. I almost lit it backwards. That would have been funny.
Camp out on the lake. Right on 125. That's a good one.
All that being said, if it does snow, I think that you should, although you're going to curse it as an adult, embrace it, because in our lifetime, we might not see it.
I embrace
too much longer.
Right now, this time of year, there's nothing better than hunting when the ground is covered in a fresh blanket of snow. Oh, man, that's the shit right there, bro. I live for that. All you got to do is go full Canadian prepper or full spectrum survival. Hey, Texas Surplus Pro, man, we tried with the We All Gonna Die Wednesday. I just got to yell, you're all going to fucking die a little bit louder, and everybody will get it.
We literally wrote a song about it.
Kane Corso says it's snowing here. You see the deer really good when it's snowing. Oh, man, it's just so awesome. That's right, Rob B. Today's the day.
I found a freaking colony of deer.
Yeah?
I was at work, and
it's a herd.
I was at work, and we were talking about, I was like, there's not a whole lot of places here, I ain't been or at least walked through before. And then we were in this place, and I looked around, and I was like, you know what? I ain't never really gone over there. Up there before. Went up there.
He is a fearmonger, Keystone.
Like you were saying, it was like they had made, there was like this crater. Mm-hmm. And it was like, I came through, and they all jumped up. I'm wearing a blaze orange. I'm like a blaze orange work shirt, and they're just staring at me like duh. And so I went there, and it's like they have clearly been living there, like some nest of some encampment, like this refugee camp,
deer,
vagrants
hiding from the hunters, man.
Not hiding from the hunters. They're
right on X. Get it done, buddy.
Stealing out of my horse feeders.
Yes, you will, Eric. Texas Surplus Pro says you need to be better at making us scared, so we buy your merch. Texas Surplus Pro, this Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival hoodie can shield you from the radiation. No, I'm just kidding. It ain't going to do shit. It's going to burst into flames like every fucking thing else. But I tell you what, I watched the Canadian Prepper sell people a $40 Geiger counter. Right? A $40 Geiger counter for $400.
Well,
I saw the same one on Amazon for $40. He sold them for I think it was $400 each. I think he had 100 of them. He sold them out overnight, talking about all of this, the thermonuclear war that was coming. He sold out of potassium iodide too, believe that. He made a fortune off of people selling his fear. Texas Surplus Pro says, but clothing is shelter, so a Hudson Valley hoodie is a great base layer. Amen, brother. Amen. Rob B, that paid for his bunker.
Some people's opinion of this Canadian prepper fella seemed to be that he's like a charlatan, like a snake oil salesman.
It's not necessarily snake oil, but perhaps overpriced oil.
So I think there's a word for that too. He's like a gouger, some kind of high price.
Eric N1 RV, they exist, my friend. They exist. I'm telling you. Coffee first, then speak. You're an incredible moderator. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, sister.
I just didn't like his attitude. I watched like 30 seconds of his video and I was like, nah. Like Andrew Tate wearing a flak vest. I was like, nope, absolutely not. Nope. Bald guys shut up Vin Diesel. Like, chill out, bro.
It is a bold business strategy. And it is apparently working really, really well. I've watched him do nothing but grow since. I mean, I used to watch him in his gear review days. That's when Canadian Prepper was the best. Was when he just reviewed gear and said, "This thing sucks. This thing's awesome. So check it out in the store."
Maybe the proper thing, like to say, is he's a sellout, right? Then
well,
he didn't keep it true. He started doing that, like.
No, but the gear reviews were fantastic, and he gave you the website where you could go get all the stuff, so it was even better. But then what you guys want to do is head on over. If you go to Amazon.com, you can find the affiliate links here that we are. Yeah. Every single thing. Well, these aren't the affiliate links. This is just our Amazon storefront. This is the gear that I actually use. I actually weigh my deer with that scale right there and my bug out bags and make sure I don't hurt myself. Oh yeah, it's all my stuff, man. This is all the stuff. This is it.
I don't need you to, I'm not trying to open the damn fucking. But what you guys can do,
click on it.
Go to
that's all the stuff, man. That's it.
Yeah. So that's
Friday
everything,
stuff.
and that stuff Mike literally actually bought and used, and
That's mad funny, Jay Creature. I actually saw him with a shotgun. I was like, oh my God, he's going to jail. He's going to jail. He's in Canada and he's got a shotgun.
He probably had to apply for 13 different permits for that.
Like, vision preparedness, safe travels, my friend. Some random dude. All I got is this Red Bull, and there ain't much left.
We got 7 minutes left. I'm empty myself.
Yeah. You gonna see it through, bro? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I can handle 7 minutes. I think. Or you're going to see the most epic meltdown in YouTube history.
Eric says, how much is the wood stove? Could you open that link for us again?
Going back now.
We're going to the stove, the Danchill Outdoors, the glass-sided one.
$229.
Well, I got to tell you, honestly, that's a little cheaper than what I paid for it back in the day. I paid more than that for it. And that wood stove right there actually heats that one Tiger's Tigman hot tent on the left fabulously, and you get a little ambiance there with the window. Jules says, let's see it. Go ahead and click the Danchill Outdoors. It should open another window there for you.
No, it doesn't show you. It just shows us.
It just shows us. It doesn't show you guys. So my apologies. But yeah, the Danchill stove is fantastic.
That's the one you have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can carry
portable.
it.
I mean, it folds down about yay big. Fits in a backpack. I like it. I would highly recommend getting the thermal wrap for the chimney. That stuff. You remember rolling that thing with me, Livingston, man? That big chimney pipe in the garage. I wish we could find the video for that. It's
on YouTube. Bet you can find it.
No, it's not.
It's not.
No. It's
you know what?
Somewhere in the PC, we just never found it.
Is there not? What's this? Bug out battles. We went out in the middle of Caterpillar Woods there, and we ate the freeze-dried food, and we used that stove to cook it.
Yeah, totally.
Check it out. Totally. YouTube channel. Bug Out Battles 2, the freeze-dried edition, I think it's called.
That's right. Let's see. On the Verge says the Canadian needs to stop flip-flopping about America. He acts like he's part of our great country. He's living in Canada. Just because we're on the same continent doesn't mean it's the same. I agree with you.
If you had
Totally,
voted for me for
well,
president, Canada would be part of these United States. So everybody
Rob
knows
B
we
says,
own
"Hey
this shit."
guys, what is the best water filter cartridge to buy?" Honestly, I think if you're looking for a bug out bag, I would get a Grail. Honestly,
The big one, and while you're at it, might as well.
the GeoPress.
Get the big one. It can instant purified water that you can drink from any
8 seconds.
nearly
8
any
seconds.
source. Probably doesn't
They're
filter radiation.
fantastic. The Sawyer Minis are decent, but they don't do as well as a Grail filter. The Grails will take out bacteria, protozoa. They're also going to take out heavy metals, maybe some pharmaceuticals, some chemicals. If you need a home base station, I would do, if you're filtering well water and you're not filtering things that are super questionable, I think that one of the Sawyers is going to work fine for you, honestly.
To filter your home water supply, I use this thing called a raindrop filter. I got it on Amazon. It's just a cartridge. You plug it in, and you get a separate little tap, and it puts out purified water.
Yep.
Just with just a do-it-yourself split off your plumbing stack under the kitchen sink. I've been around this type of stuff before, so I kind of knew what I was doing. But I'm talking less than an hour install with like easy to use. It was affordable, $100. Lasts for 2 years, and if you go to the Livingston Man's channel, I actually cut the filter open to see what happened
Yeah, you did.
after 2 years, and they work. We only use filtered. It's not purified; it's filtered, but it's a higher level filter.
Yeah.
There's heavy metal and pharmaceuticals.
Absolutely.
We only use that to cook with, and we only use it to drink coffee pot. Run it through the appliances and whatnot. Also prolong the life of your appliances. If you have well water,
Hard water
hard
is a big
water
one.
is killer on your appliances. Look into inline filters. They have them for practically everything from the washer and dryer to the kitchen sink, literally. And an investment. It will let your appliances work cleaner, better, faster. And who knows what's in your water, dude? You ever had a water test? You didn't. Nobody has. Nobody knows. You just hope for the best.
No.
Not sick yet.
I give my water to 125, and he says, "Don't drink that, bro."
Yeah. So, protect your water supply. Even if you're a renter or don't particularly own your house, these are options you can use to do that without being invasive to the infrastructure of the house.
Yeah. Yeah, you can totally add. You add what you need, man. Talk. You got a plumber friend. You know you do.
When the bombs are going off, listen, I got a
It's
pro
not
tip.
time to ask.
Well, when the bombs are going off, I'm going to tell you something. You own the house now. They're not asking for rent no more. So it's going to be your house. And
Grit and Grace said, "I had my water tested when I bought this house." Now that's usually something that's in the cards for any kind of home sale. Is a water test. You want to demand a water test. You want to make sure you don't have E. coli and things like that. And if you do, there are ways to treat the water, UV lights and things like that to fix it up. So
I got to correct myself. It's not called I think I called it a raindrop filter. It's called a water drop filter, I believe.
Yeah.
That thing I use in my house.
Okay.
It's something like that, whatever. Look up the video.
that's right. XMYC. He's a plumber and a friend. That's right.
Sawed it open.
See, Rob Beast. How do you know I have a plumber friend? Everybody's got a plumber friend or somebody who at least
He's not
kinda
afraid
knows
of
what
it.
you're doing.
It's how electricity works too. Like there's electricians and there's people who aren't afraid to like just go ahead, make it work.
Yeah.
And because that really doing those kind of jobs, either plumbing or electricity, boils down to like being not afraid of it.
Yeah, that's huge. Yeah, don't be afraid of it. Make sure you know what you're doing. You know, don't touch the black wire. Don't touch the white wire. Don't touch any bare wire with your hands.
If you don't learn why you don't do that, did you ever even learn? Touch the black wire, dude.
I ruined a couple good pairs of nippers, Livingston, man.
Sometimes, well, it gets frustrating. I hate breaker hunting. It's like, you know what? Oh, that's the one.
Yeah, Mm-hmm. Just touch them together, and pow.
Yep.
And we ain't gonna worry about it anymore.
Built-in breaker finder. Thank you, Thomas.
Hey, that's one
Thank
way.
Thomas
That's one
Edison.
way not to survive, Livingston, man.
one way to get
Tonight was all
fired
about
instantly.
survival, and
Sometimes you might have to touch some wires.
well,
together.
I hope if nothing else tonight made folks think a little bit about these things. You know, Where would you go if the alarm sounded right now and you had to get to a shelter or it was over? Would you try, or are you going to go outside and try and catch that mofo on its way down? Honestly, me, I'm getting in a bunker. I'm digging a freaking hole and hiding in it. You know what I mean? I'll bury my house with dirt and try and make it through. But a cave. See, Cherokee Survival said it. Head for the caves. Seal off the further underground you can get, the better. Parking garages, Livingston, man. You know, multi-level basements. The further down you go, the better chance you have. Why not? Why not? Why give up so easy? That's all I'm saying, guys. Never give up. Never give up. Never stop prepping. Never stop reaching for your goals, man. Keep going. Keep going. Keep pushing. You can do it. I promise. But hey, that's it, Livingston, man. We're done. We're out of here. We all gonna die Wednesday over. Hudson Valley Prepping Survival. We will catch y'all on the next one.
We all go down.